Hello, this is Brian Hegney, instructor of Game and Interactive Media Design. I want to go ahead for my students tell you what I did with this last smoothing groups thing, and it's something that I see a lot of beginning students do by accident, or rather I'm going to thwart off what I see students do. This is a fairly low poly model, and if I didn't do this with smoothing groups, what you might see is a really faceted model. And sometimes students think, you know what, in order to get beyond that, I'm going to add Turbo Smooth. Students love Turbo Smooth, and it does look pretty good. It smooths it out. Well, that's because it does a number of things. And number one, it smooths the result. If I didn't check that smooth result, all it would do would really add more polygons, which can be helpful when you want to change the silhouette of a model. Like right now, I don't love how faceted this is, but yeah. So when it smooths result by definition, it's going to smooth it. Well, what is that smooth? Um, that is something that game engines and 3D modeling software do, and it tricks the renderer into thinking this is a continuous object, which it is not. It has facets, right? It has all these polygons there. So I'm going to not turbo smooth it. I'm just going to say, you know what? Every edit poly modifier is able to say anything in smoothing group 1, which if you scroll down into your edit polygon, they're all going to be smooth, right? And right now, what I did was nothing is actually, these don't have a smoothing group. So let's say I selected this row and said this row is smoothing group 1. Well, now that's smooth. Yay, I just did that by using polygon smoothing groups, right, and assigned it to 1. So what I did, yeah, let me Command C. What I did was on this smoothing group here, let's come back here and say, you know what, don't do that. In this edit polygon modifier, I actually selected all these smoothing groups and set them to 1 of 4. So like these polygons here that make up the terracotta belly, they're all on smoothing group 2. And I can actually select by smoothing group. So if I select this and say, hey, what was on smoothing group 2? Oh, all of those. If I say select by SG here, I can say, well, what was on smoothing group 3? Oh yeah, that. What was on smoothing group 4? All of these little ends, and then I'll say what was on smoothing group 1. Oops. No, oops, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Now I'll say what was on smoothing group 1, and it's going to be the body. Okay. Let's go ahead and actually make this even easier. I want to add smoothing groups 5 and 6. I'm actually going to select the arm here. Yeah, let's go ahead and continue selecting the arm. You'll see why in a minute. I'm going to select all of this using the selection tool, like so, and assign that to, take that off of 1, take that off of, oops, oh, I accidentally selected that, which is smoothing group 1. I'm going to select all of these guys. You'll see why later. Take these off of 1 and put these on smoothing group 5. Of course, I'm going to take this row and put that off of 1 and put that on smoothing group 5. There's that, and of course this is going to be smoothing group 6. Take that off of 1, put it on smoothing group 6, and tap F, come here, select these guys, and take those off of 1, put them on smoothing group 6. There we go. So things are still, now what you'll see here is if I tap F4, the arms are on a different smoothing group. You know what? I might try to work with that. I kind of might like that. Okay, good. Now, what I'm going to do here is undo polygon selection mode. Good. The next thing I'm going to do is another type of... Well, I'm just setting this up. This will be the end of this video. What I wanted to do is talk about smoothing groups, how we set smoothing groups, how we can alter them as we move forward. And now I'm going to be ready to unwrap. I'm actually going to unwrap by using these smoothing groups. And you'll see that in the next video. Bye!